Come have fun with us and don't forget to subscribe.
What's up, everybody? I'm Rick,
And I'm Anna.
and welcome to our overview of the past arc, the Locus of Konoha filler arc in Naruto. I say overview because part of it will be a review and part of it will be reactions to certain elements that are canon among these fillers. Anna,
Yes.
we here on this channel have been watching Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, reacting to it. You for the first time.
Yes.
Me, I had already seen it and read it, but I'm, joining you on this journey. We ended before the beginning of all these fillers with, Naruto being held as the hero of the village.
Yeah.
Nice moment.
Right.
Beautiful moment.
I agree.
What were your thoughts on?
I mean, I think it was a very powerful moment, and it's the first time that Naruto gets the acknowledgement of all the people in the village, not just some people, not just his teachers, not just his friends, but just like everyone, who was there. And it's so meaningful because of the history that he said in this village, like how much it means to him that people are finally looking at him with proud eyes rather than as an
angry eyes. Yeah. No, 9-year-old kid. But yeah, that's part of his history, part of his past, right? Which is what a lot of this filler arc kind of touches upon, sometimes in interesting ways, a lot of time is less interesting, but we'll get to that. Within this fillers, there were a few elements that I made you react to because they were part of the story, mainly with Danzo and the choosing of the next HOKAGE, because of course Tsunade is in a coma. They don't know when or if she will get out of it. So yeah, we recorded the reactions to those elements from episode 178 and 179. So here they are.
Oh,
Look who's
haven't
back.
seen you in a while.
The dynamic doesn't change between
It's
these
right
two.
there. Yeah, everything's the same. To do what?
I mean, you know what he wants to do.
というわけだ。まさかペインがやられるとはな。こんだけ欠員が出ると、また下道魔族とシンクロさせ。
You're losing soldiers left and right.
貴様、お前は8尾を探せ。あなたは？俺は少し別の用がある。
Ooh.
I don't want to know what he has to do.
Don't you?
It can't be good.
ペインの仕業だ。ペイン？だがナルトが解決したよ。ヤスがペインを倒した。
Yeah, Naruto took care of everything. Fortunately for you.
あんまり驚いてる暇はないぞ。
Fortunately for everyone, if the
For-
QB
yeah.
went on a rampage.
That's true.
ヤマト、お前の力が必要になる。女として四角様も直ちに大名伝へ。もうか。
Oh, the daimyo? This is going like to the next level.
Look at that. High level meeting.
Yeah. Oh, and these old guys are here. I don't like them.
我々火の国としても気にやることがある。新たな火影を誰にするかだ。やはりな、そうきたか。
What do you mean? She's not dead.
が戻るまで待てばよいではないかい。
大名様、綱では昏睡状態が続いて、
Oh,
Coma.
wow.
我らの方針もうまく
So they're just like
でな。
tossing her to the side.
それに、この葉を壊滅させた責任もある。
What do you mean it's her fault?
嫌だと思った
That's ridiculous.
よはあやつが好きじゃったが今はもうおらん。
これならばこの畑かかしを推薦する。
I'm stuck over him now.
No. We're not gonna let you.
あの白い牙の息子かい。うん、ええじゃないかい。の、皆はどうじゃ。
Oh my gosh, this is the guy who lives this country?
昔は誰の弟子だったかの。四代目ホカゲだ。
おお、
Yeah.
そうかい。確か四代目はジライアの弟子で、ジライアは
Yeah, you're pointing out the issue, I guess.
ないではないか。
There's no problem to them.
では、
三代目のその教えが里を壊滅させたも同然なのですぞ。
Oh,
した暁のリーダーは忍術を教えた結果がこれだ。甘いのだ。
he's harsh.
Yeah, he wants to break the lineage also.
砂の裏切り、そしてオロチマル
You were saying a second ago that there was an issue there.
Yeah,
暁
but I'm not saying that this guy is the solution to that.
担当サスケが抜け人となり暗躍することになった。
Plus, I don't think that Kakashi would want to be Hokage. It would
最悪の
hinder him.
希代のほかげ、このわしだ。
Of course, you propose yourself.
Yeah.
この際、団蔵に任せてみてはいかがでしょう。
決めた。ダンゾー、お前を六代目ホカゲに
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
This is not good. He got what he wanted.
勝湯様の術を使きを失ってずっとこのまま
They're not showing us to her as her old self.
いつ目が覚めるの
Tsunade.
Yeah.
ばあち
I guess now she does look like a granny.
ゃんちょっと信用してくれてもいいんじゃね。
It's kind of nice to see that they're still doing this, but it's so much more familiar now, friendly, the way they talk.
The banter, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So, Anna,
Yes.
that was interesting. So,
Who is that guy in charge? Is he the daimyo or like someone?
Yeah,
like
the feudal lord.
He's the feudal lord. Okay. Oh my gosh, that guy is like incompetent. This is just like.
but
I
I gotta
can't.
say, the points that were made were interesting, especially considering things that we even have said before, right? Because
yeah.
they were thinking like, who do we
That's
choose as the next Hokage? And it went very quickly to, hey, Kakashi. Then he was like, oh yeah, Kakashi is the student of, the fourth.
Yeah.
And the fourth was a student of Jiraiya. It's that lineage that we keep talking
exactly.
about. That circle of trusts,
Yeah.
And Danzo points it out, as we did before. Maybe this is not a good idea to just keep the same people.
Right. And it's annoying that it makes sense. And it's annoying that we said it before and now he's saying the same thing. And I'm thinking like, I can't not agree with him because I said it before too. We talked about it before too. But at the same time, I really don't like him and I don't want him to have it his way, Like that's the thing, he gets it, he knows how to play the game by, putting valid, things out there, valid reasons, but in the end, still just like play for himself.
Profiting himself, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what he did when Pain attacked, right? Ordered his people to like, don't interfere.
Yeah,
Let him do as much damage as possible. This is the end for Tsunade.
right.
That's a horrible thing to
Yeah.
do.
And they would never, nobody would ever appoint him as Hokage if they knew that, because you wouldn't appoint someone to be like the leader of these people when he's not the kind of person who would do everything in his power to protect them at all time.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see where that situation evolves to. We also had, a little bit of Sasuke saying, hey, let's go, guys. Time for us to head to Konoha, because, of course, his newfound mission in life is to crush the leaf.
I mean, someone got there before you, my friend. I wonder how he'll feel when he sees what happened. I wonder how he feel when he realizes how important Naruto has become for the village and the people, because he was kind of like his rival, right? I mean, not rival when they were training together, it's like they were always trying to one up each other,
Yeah.
to think that now Naruto is regarded as a hero of this like gruesome battle.
It's part of what pushed him to the edge.
Yeah,
Remember
that's true.
when he saw how fast Naruto was growing and getting stronger,
Right.
and he was feeling like he's not, progressing quickly enough.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see, like, if he does get to hear about this, what his reaction would be.
Yeah, those were two very interesting moments among these fillers. Those were like the canonical elements, but the rest of it was fillers, and like we've alluded to it, a lot of them about the past, right? It would be, each episode would be introduced with like someone like helping repair the village or walking around the village, like I don't know, Inari or an ostrich or a Kakashi, and then have a flashback of their past.
Oh, hey, do you remember? Or this reminds me of when that thing happened.
Exactly.
And then we would get a story from the past.
Yeah. And so first, before we get into any of the specific stories, if we want to get into them, I want to ask you, overall, what did you think of these 20 or so filler episodes?
There were lots of stories. Like, a lot of the stories were just like one episode or maybe two, if I remember correctly. Some of them were better than others. That's for sure. And some of them were also like, they made a little bit of an effort to introduce them, whereas others were just like, here's a story out of nowhere, like I'm dropping another story, I feel like as we progressed through these filler episodes, they got more and more lazy with how they were like framing them.
Yeah.
And I also feel like some of the stories were just like made no sense, honestly.
Are you talking about the ostrich?
Yes, I am talking about the ostrich.
The ninja ostrich.
What is that? Like, there's no indication that that's something that's actually happening. I mean, they have the summoning animals, right? But that's different.
Is it?
I think so, yeah. I mean, that ostrich is just an ostrich. It's just an animal that lives in... I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, well, let's get over the ostrich.
Yeah, okay.
Let's forget about the ostrich.
So maybe let's focus a little on maybe which one was your favorite of these storylines.
So I think, thinking back on them, there were a few that stood out, at least for one reason or another. I think one of my favorite ones was definitely the first one.
With Iruka.
With Iruka, yes. Because it made so much sense. It was well introduced. It made sense within the canon story, like it didn't recontract anything, but it also gave us, I feel, a very like authentic, in-depth view on Iruka's character. Yeah. And how he got to be the first person in Naruto's life who actually
acknowledged him,
and supported him and like encouraged him and all of that,
which is interesting to see, right? You're right, it had some depth because you see that it wasn't always the case, right? He was also one of those people who kind of just waved Naruto away. He wasn't like overtly aggressive toward him, but he kind of acted like he doesn't exist.
But he also wasn't from the beginning the one person who was above everyone or better than everyone else. He wasn't. He was like just like everyone else. He just took the time to actually, look at Naruto as a person, and of course the lessons that he learned from the others, like from Kakashi and also from the third Hokage, that kind of like pushed him on the path of being a good teacher for Naruto.
And it's also interesting when Naruto confronts him about it, like, you're just ignoring me, you're not treating me well at school, why would I go back, right? And it kind of puts you face to face with what you've been doing,
Yeah. Like, it made him realize that, I wanted to do this job because I wanted to be a good teacher, to teach the new generation. And this kid is the next generation, is part of the next generation, Yeah. Like, I have to do my job, and like, that means doing it for him too. Yeah. So I really liked it. I liked how it was framed. I liked everything about that story pretty much. I think another one that I found interesting, I wouldn't say necessarily it was a favorite, but I found interesting, is the one in which Neji has to go and save Hinata after the Chunin exam.
Yeah, he's telling the story to the
Yeah.
Konohamaru and his friends.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting because I think this is the only one, at least in this series of fillers, where we don't really see Naruto. I mean, he's there a little bit at the beginning because Neji talks about how like the lessons that he learned from Naruto and how that mattered so much in him going and rescuing Hinata afterwards. But the story that we get about rescuing Hinata doesn't have Naruto in it at all. So I thought that was very interesting for once.
Because a lot of the time it felt like Naruto was just shoved into these stories.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, here's the story, and we put Naruto in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but what about you? Which ones did you find interesting?
I liked the one with the old guy who was a Genin. Not necessarily because of how it fits into the story or doesn't contradict anything. I don't really think it does. But because just this idea of like an old ninja. And not old like we see Danzo or the Torodokage. HOKAGE. An old ninja who's a Genin, you know?
Yeah, who still does the little jobs.
The low level stuff,
Yeah.
you know?
I think it's interesting because they created this character that shows so much passion and dedication that he doesn't care at all about his position as long as he can be useful and of service to his team.
And it's also because of the guilt that he felt. You know, it's all explored in the backstory, and in the end he does turned out to be really strong,
right?
But before we see that, like, you just think it's just an old guy with experience. At first I thought that was all he had to bring, and that was enough, right? Because he knew about where everything was,
right?
You know,
he had all of these like survival skills.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought like, oh, that's an important element, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about how strong you are, but this old guy has all this experience. He can help during a mission. But like we said, you know, they're not all equal. One that I really thought was nonsense was the chakra virus one.
That, again, that was one that didn't really make sense. I didn't get the point of it. You know, like, what's okay.
I think it's meant to be funny, but when there's such a glaring, like, hole in the logic, I can't disconnect, right? Even though I'm supposed to just, disconnect and laugh at them trying to chase Naruto because they think he has this virus. But the whole time I'm thinking, if one person would just tell him, hey, you might have a virus, stop running around, we just want to give you a shot, you know?
Like, and also, why did they from the beginning just like go so violently?
Yeah, exactly. And, of course he would escape. Of course he thinks you're after him for some other reason. Like that's nonsense. Yeah. But yeah, as is often the case with fillers, it was ups and downs. Overall, I think that this would be maybe a 50-50, you know?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, there were a few that were good, that at least like brought some interesting ideas or like interesting characters. Yeah.
But fillers are gone. It's over, Anna.
It's time to move on.
And we're going to be moving on to reactions to the canon episodes once again, starting with the next episode. So yeah, I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
I want to see where are they going from here? You know, I feel like, of course, situations like this, like where we left, are always so tragic, you know, but at the same time it's a good point to have like a reset. You know, it's like, okay, we are here now, everything, like, it's almost like you throw away so much of what you've known so far, the way things have been done, and we have to like, reassemble ourselves as teams, and where we have to find like the new direction that we want to move to. And I think that's interesting. I want to see what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah, and see you shall as we react to more episodes of Naruto Shippuden. If you want to be there for those reactions, we invite you to
subscribe to this channel. The button is down below.
Like this video if you did, comment in the comment section below, and have a nice day.